above mount sink installation.
Okay, this is what you're gonna be doing. This is the finished product here of bowl without overflow. So in this case we bought this kit here, as you probably noticed on the first part of this video. Um, and this is for balls, and this is the pretty much the whole kit right here. All these parts came with the kit. We just took it apart so we can put it back together, but we're gonna go through the steps of that in a second. We just want to show you the finished product here. When the water start when the water is running and you push this down, the water will stay up here, and if you want the water to drain, you just push the button and the water will drain down. So that's the finished product. And if we look under the floating sink, we already installed, we have here our extension pipe, and we have here our P-trap, and this is a flange cover to hide your plumbing, your connection plumbing, so everything will look clean at the very end. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, first thing first, we have our top part. This rubber washer came with it, so that's gonna come here. We're gonna install that part on the top area of the floating sink. This will stop the water from leaking out. In some other installations, when you don't have this kind of kit, you have to do that manually and put plumber's putty or plumber's putty. So here we go. It's easy as that. That's the front end. That's how it's gonna look. And I'm gonna turn the ball around and start my back end installation. Oh, sorry. The end with the groove goes at the top and the flat end goes at the bottom.
And I think that's to give you a nice, secure, and snug fit into the sink.
Exactly, so the water won't be leaking down
Okay.
on the back end of, or I would say the back end of your bowl sink.
And it's kind of hard to work up into the top, as you notice. It's not easy, which is good because that tells you that you have a nice, secure washer.
Okay, we bring the rubber washer all the way to the top until it hits the your ceramic ball, and then make sure you put this make sure the how do you call this?
I'm not sure what the official name is for
Oh
it.
man, I know the name. I just forgot.
It's
Anyways,
a nut?
nut. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make sure the flat part of the nut goes up and the threading part of the nut is at the bottom. That way you can tie it. So here we go. Alright. So till it's knotted down. And now we grab our pliers and let me adjust the pliers a little bit. So we want to strip out our nut. Still good. We hold the bar here so it won't move around, and then we tie our nut. We don't tie it that tight. We just want to make it snug enough so we can have a good, the rubber band can have a good seal and water won't seep through. So here we go. One more time. And I think that would do it for us.
Okay.
As you can see, now the front end is tight. The rubber washer in there is pretty secure under the it's the black rubber washer, and then we have the other one here at the bottom. Alright, now we are going to these are little extension that came with it. It won't be long enough for ours, so we're gonna have another extension attached to it, and just grab your plier and give it a little small twist there. Secure a little bit more since this was moving.
And while he's tightening that, we're going to come back and get the extension piece and show you how we attach that.
Now, this piece right here, we are using, I forgot to mention this, we are using 1 inch 1/4 drainage pipes. Usually the drainage pipe on your wall is going to be 1.5. So we bought this adapter. This is a male to female. The female is the one coming out of the wall. I'm going to show you that right now. This is the female. This one here is 1.5. This male here is 1.5 that will go in here, and the front end of it is a converter. The front end of it is 1.25. So it will allow me to make the transition between my sink pipe into the house drainage pipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have my plumbing glue here. The purple, that's the one that actually cleans the pipe. I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. I'm gonna put this rag under, so that way I won't get the floor and the wall dirty. So here we go.
And before doing that, you can always just make sure you clean out your area good. And again, that's what the purple thing is for, but it's nice to just kind of wipe through it.
Yeah, sometimes you have a lot, if you haven't been in the house for a long time, or if it's a new installation, it might collect dust from you know, the work that you have done around the house or whatever. So here we go. I'm gonna put these on top of the rag that I just put down on the floor. So clean the pipe, and then I'm gonna clean the male part of it in my transition piece. My transition piece came with this piece here, and this is what's gonna hold this P-trap here. We already did that on the previous installation.
And you'll see it, but we're doing it now, but that's what he's describing there.
That this right here, this piece will hold that pipe in place. So I just cleaned both of these. Well, this one is a little bit more. Okay. And now I'm going to this PVC cement glue. Make sure it's PVC. Usually if it's a white pipe, you use PVC cement for drainage, and if you're using CPVC is usually for the supply pipe, the pipe that is coming into your house. This is actually drainage going out. And make sure it says PVC, like I said. Just work it around the area, and then work it on your other piece too. So I think this is enough, but I put a little bit more just to be sure. Okay, there we go. Then push it in and kind of moved it around a little bit so it gets a good seal. Now that I push it there, hold it for about 10 seconds, so that way sometimes the glue tends to make the piece want to come out naturally, so just hold it in place. Okay, so that should we have a good seal. I'm gonna go ahead and close my glues so they won't spill, and I won't need this anymore. So we are done with this part now. We are gonna come back to it though, so we can hook up the P-trap into it. This is our P-trap here. I'm gonna put it together to dry fit it to make sure we have the right height and everything. The P-trap is this part right here, and this is where water sits, and that prevents air from coming into your house, so you won't be smelling that stuff, those gases from sewage.
Now, Ray, where did you get the P-trap from?
The P-trap we get it from Home Depot. It's, like I said, it's 1 inch and 1/4 P-trap. So I'm gonna put it together just to dry fit everything. This okay, this red washer, the flat part goes at the top here, and you grab the nut, put it right here at the top, from the back to the front. This is we just say back to front. Bring the nut, it will sit there, and then the nut will tie to these threads right here, and we have the washer where will keep the water once you tie it. Have it secure. Once you secure the nut there pretty tight, it will keep the water from escaping or leaking out. So this will go in here, and along with this piece here, this nut already has a washer in it, even though you cannot see it. But once you put this in here, you will feel the pressure of the nut. There, you can see the pressure of it has a nut already embedded into
The washer.
Into the
plastic.
yeah, the plastic nut.
Okay.
Um, right now I'm just gonna dry fit everything. So you can push your pipe all the way in, your P-trap all the way in there, and then tie it. And since we don't have it all the way tied, you can adjust this. As you can see, our drainage pipe coming from our sink is off the P-trap, but we can adjust it here like so, just moving it around. So we just did that, and what we're gonna do next, we bought a P-trap extension.
Separately.
Yeah, this is another piece.
Okay.
I'm gonna move it here a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to cut it. This is where it stops here, and there is a little groove here, and this is where I'm gonna have to cut it, somewhere in here. So I'm probably go down a little bit more, about 3/16 or 1/4 of inch, 4/16. So I'm gonna go ahead and go a little bit down, and 4/16 down from that line, just so I can have some room to play. So I have that already there on my finger, and what I'm gonna do now is grab my saw and go cut it. You got it.
And here's the saw that you're going to be using?
Yeah, that's the saw that I'm going to be using now. I'm going to...
Just mark it a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just going to put a little line in there just to get me started.
Okay.
As you can see, it's right there.
Excellent.
That way I won't lose my mark. And then I'm going to go ahead, move to a place where I can hold the pipe and work it a little bit. And once I get a little dent, I'm going to follow it and finish it up with this. This is actually a copper pipe cutting, but it does the job. It
Great.
cuts it pretty clean.
Thanks.
Here we go. Alright, now I have a little dent there and a little hole, and I'm gonna use the now that I did my little dent, a little hole there, I can use this copper pipe cutter to have a reference, stick it in there, and just work it around, and this is way easy now. Alright, gave me a clean cut. I didn't have to work that hard for it. So now this came with the my pipe extension here, my drainage extension pipe came with the nut here,
And the washer?
and it came with the rubber washer to secure to the pipe, so I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna go ahead and
And the washer goes?
the nut goes first, and then you put the washer with the flat part of the white washer going up, and the taper part goes down. So you put it there, and all the way up, then secure it. And you can adjust these up and down in case, you know, our pipe gives you about an inch to play with in case you have cut it too short.
I think it's a little off balance.
Okay, there we go.
No, I think it's still a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Like, yep.
Alright. So we have it in place now. So what I'm going to do next is actually I did cut it
A little too long?
too long, yeah.
Okay. So that's a good thing. It best being a little too long than a little too short.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right where I have set first.
Right where the groove is?
Yeah, right where the groove is. That way, I won't have to force things. And if it's too short, then I can always adjust it here. So I'm gonna repeat what I just did earlier. Cut it with the saw, and then follow it with the copper pipe cutter. So we'll be back. Now everything has been dry fitted. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the P-trap from earlier. We know it's gonna be right in place, And then what we're gonna do is remove the nut that was tied to the transition piece. Remove it. We bought a cover. The reason why we bought this deep, they call it flange cover, and you can find this at Home Depot. This is the one that came with our P-trap, but when you put it on top of the transition piece, it's too short and it's not gonna cover the connection here, and we want this piece to finish our plumbing, so we want a clean finish, and that's what we bought this box flange. That's the name of it, I think, and they sell it at Home Depot, and it's called a box flange. It's product number
866K
K or 228267. Anyways, we're gonna put that first at the end of our pipe, because that's gonna go over our end connection. And what we're gonna do next is stick the pipe until you cannot stick it anymore, and go ahead and tie our nut. Our nut is tied now, and I'm gonna go ahead. Oops, I believe I did this a little bit wrong. Hold on a second. Actually, what I need to do is actually put this end first here.
Okay.
And let me move this pipe first. I need to put this here first and then fit the pipe. So I'm gonna, this piece, the washer goes first again, just like this one up here.
The nut goes first.
The nut goes first, I'm sorry, and then the rubber, the red rubber wash, the flat part goes at the top, and then the tape part goes at the bottom. And we put it there, and then put these in there. Oops. And then you can wiggle this thing here and push it into place all the way to the end. So now everything is there, and all we need to do is tight all our connections. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna tie this one here, that's tied up. I'm gonna come back with my plumber's plier and tie everything. Give it a last one more last tight with our pliers, so everything will be secure. I already used my wrench to tie this snug and secure everything, and all I have to do now is just push my my cover and
box flange.
Yep, the box flange, and that will cover everything. I just gotta put a little bit of caulk or whatever there, but that will give you a clean finish. And now we're gonna test the water and make sure nothing is leaking. I'm gonna open the water.
I'm gonna make sure nothing down here is leaking. I don't see anything. Everything feels dry. Oh, can you shut it off for a second? I forgot that I think we have to take out this overflow piece.
Oh yeah, we can remove this later. And
Because we haven't used our plumbing here, so normally with the faucets they have an overflow piece that you need to take out and just let the water run through. So that's what I was referring to, but it appears like the plumbing that we just did to hook to our main lines look good. There's no leakage, so make sure you test that before you considered yourself finished. And that's it.
so there's no leakage on this one. Let's open the other one.
Everything looks good and dry. There's nothing leaking. Okay. Awesome.
Alright. And if you hit that,
Supposedly no water should run out, so we'll see if that works. And it looks like it's working. And if we just hold that to make sure that the water's not escaping, which we don't see it escaping, and let me take another peek under here. I do not see anything under here dripping, so looks like we're good. And I think we can consider ourselves finished. Thanks for being with us.